Hometown Remedy is a pretty okay film. I'd say the second half of the film wasn't quite as interesting as the first half. I enjoyed the setting up more than I did the destination. But in general, I enjoyed it and I'm happy to recommend it. This was released in 2023. It's directed by Brittany Goodwin, written by David Stever, and we have a cast including Galadriel Stineman as Dr. Adele Clark and Aaron Mees as Dr. Grant Matthews. And Adele goes home. Her father has just been announced as the town's mayor, which is quite exciting. And she goes home to help celebrate. And she kind of accidentally injures the town's only doctor. So she's roped into helping out with patients while he recovers. And of course, she spends time with Dr. Grant Matthews, and there is a potential love interest there. But of course, Adele's life is elsewhere. She doesn't live in the town. She's just come home to visit her family. So even if she falls for the doctor, what difference is it going to make? I will say no more than that. But I quite enjoyed it. As I said, I did prefer the setting up of the narrative than I did the second half. I won't say what happens in the second half. It's not that it's bad, it's just that I kind of liked the anticipation more than ultimately what ended up happening. I think the specifics of the narrative, once it got going, just maybe weren't as interesting as what I'd hoped for, but they certainly weren't bad. And the characters are likeable. I'd say Adele is a lot more interesting than Grant. Grant is just a little bit flat, to be honest. He's not the most interesting character, but together they are interesting, and I did like watching them interact, so that's something that really worked for me. And all of the other characters we meet are absolutely fine, and the performances are really good. There is a nice variety in the activities in the film, so it's not stale or anything. I just didn't necessarily enjoy a lot of what was happening, based purely on personal preferences. But I like the concept. And the execution is not too bad, even if I wouldn't say I lost interest as the film went on, but my interest wavered a little bit. But I still liked it. Hometown Remedy is still a decent concept, reasonably well executed, likeable characters. Adele is definitely an interesting protagonist, really good performances, and ultimately, it's not a bad film. If it sounds like a story that might appeal to you, then of course, I'm happy enough to recommend Hometown Remedy.